Welcome. In this video, we're going to look at data validation. So what's that mean? Well, I'm going to show you how to do drop downs. You do a drop down, you set it up with everything you want the person who's filling out your spreadsheet to select, and you don't have to worry about any creative spellings. So let's start with a small example. Let's say you work in an office and you've been asked to develop a drop down to show the physicians in your office. So as this is filled out with the patient ID, the first name, last name. Oh, by the way, this stuff is totally fictitious. So don't worry about having any personal information here. There isn't any, it's made up. But if you want to put the physicians in, putting them in under a drop down would probably be the best bet. No creative spellings, everything's straightforward and correct. So to do that, you need to be on the data ribbon. Once you're on the data ribbon, you need to come over to the data tools. And you can see at the bottom here, this little guy here is your data validation. Now, before I select that, what I do want to do is select that column because I want the drop down to be a part of every row, if you will. So as I fill this out, I don't have to redo the data validation to add in the drop down. It'll already be a part of it. So I'm going to come down to the bottom. There's about 500 records. And there it goes. Then come up to data validation. Now I'm telling it what column or what rows I want it to affect. And any value, well, I don't want any value. I want a list. Now, it says data between. Don't worry about that part. Come down here under source and put in your doctor's name. So we'll say Dr. Phil, whatever, right? Dr. Let's say Bloomfield. Dr. Wu. Dr. Smith. And I am just making up names. So once we click on OK, and now if you come under physician, and there are your drop downs. And you can go ahead and just choose which doctor would be appropriate for the patient. Now, there could be an indication. Now, this would be perfect for a small office, but let's say you don't work in a small office. You work in an enterprise-wide hospital system that covers 6, 7 states, really large system. So typing everything into the little data validation tool could be a little too cumbersome. Because if you have 100 doctors put in, you can make mistakes and not really know it. But there's a way around it. If we come over, we're going to create, we have a sheet here. I'm going to say doctor names. Now, the reason I'm putting this on a different sheet is because once it's set up, it can be used by the entire workbook. So you can have this list of doctors, and if you decide to use it on a different worksheet, you can. So what we'll do, come here, doctors, Dr. Smith, Dr. Han, Dr. I'm just making up names, Dr. Starnes, Dr. Johnson. Now, I'm going to stop here, but I think you understand what it is I'm getting at. Now, in order to use this list, if we made it 1,000 long, for one thing, you can delete and add to it very easily. But before you do anything else, you have to name the area or name the range. And if you go to formulas, you see define name, that's what you need to do. So we'll highlight the doctor's names, go to define name. Now we need to give it a name. I don't want to call it Dr. Smith. I want to call it Doctors and then I'll put the name list after it. You can do an underscore. It's not going to take a space. Or if you don't like using underscores, you can do what's called a hump style. You push the two words together, but you make sure each word is capitalized. And it's for the workbook. Okay, but you can do it for a specific page if you wish. Now, by having lists there, that'll tell me that's what this is about. So I click on OK. Now, to use this list, I do have to go back to my billing summary where I have my doctors, and I'm going to have to clear out everything here. All right, go back to the top. Now we do the same thing again with a slight difference. If you come back to data, because remember we got to go to data validation. I'm going to highlight everything. And there it is. Come up to data validation. The selection contains some cells without data validation set up. Do you want it to set up any cells? Yes, please. Now, what do you do a little bit different? It's a list, but down here, instead of giving it a source, we're going to give it the name. I'm hoping I spelt it right. And if we click the drop down, there you go. Smith, Hahn, Bloomfield, Starnes, Johnson. Just like we have here. Now let's say Dr. Hahn went to a different hospital and Dr. Wu came in. So we change out the name, come back here. Whoops. There's Dr. Wu now. So you can make changes to that range, and you can leave that range on a different spreadsheet so it doesn't get in the way of your work or what you're currently trying to work with. So like I was saying, data validation is very helpful. It stops you from having to scrub the data. So what's it mean by scrubbing the data? Well, if everybody has a creative spelling, you might have to go through and correct all those spellings, and I don't think you want to do that. So do yourself a favor and use data validation. And when you need it, put it in a different worksheet, name the range, and use that range to do the drop down. So I hope this has been helpful for you, and I really do look forward to talking with you in another video. Bye-bye.